Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Issei raised by Gabriel part 3. Before I start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe my channel and like this video, and also go support the Sir Juis High for writing that awesome fanfic. Let's start this video. Oh ho, it seems like it didn't affect Sekirute-kun. Azazel said while smiling. Beside me, Saji and the others stopped moving. The only ones who remained normal was the big shots like Azazel, Michael-sama, Gabriel-san, Lucifer-sama, Leviathan-sama, the silver-haired maid Wani-san and the hacker Yuku. It seems like only Ice, Yudo and Zenobia is able to move aside from the powerful beings here. Conversely, Asia, Himejima-senpai, Kaneko-san, and Kaichi were all stopped. It would appear the reason you're safe is because of the Sekirute, and because Yudo has an irregular holy demonic sword that has attained balance breaker. Zenobia invoked Durandal just before it happened. Durandal. The legendary holy sword that was on par with the Excalibur. Wait, Zenobia owns the Durandal. What happened? It seems like Gasper has stopped us. Gasper? Tiba answered my question. Recently, a sealed devil was transferred here and he was a servant of Ria's senpai. His power is to stop time along with the people and other things. Just when I'm listening to Kiba's explanation, Azazel said something. A terrorist attack. I looked at the window and flashes spread in my eyes. The new school building was shaking because of the attacks that were coming outside. We're under fire. In any era where a power tried to form peace with other powers, there will also be a gathering of those who dislike it and try to disturb it. Azazel pointed outside. When I turned my eyes in the direction he pointed, there were human-like silhouettes that had arrived in the schoolyard and in the air. Looking closely, these mage-like guys dressed in black robes seemed to be firing attacks at us that were similar to magic bullets. Are they human magicians? That's right, Sekirute. They're the so-called magicians. It's a kind of magic that was originally interpreted from the magic system of devils by the legendary magician Merlin Ambrosius and reconstructed as sorcery from the power of the magic they're emitting. I'd guess that they each possess the magic power of a mid-class devil. In short, it means that humans can use powers like those of devils. Though, of course, it also seems to be possible that they can't become devils themselves. It's especially troublesome when a sacred gear possessor learns magic. Well, their attacks are incapable of damaging the school building. Because the strongest protective barrier by me, Surziches and Michael is enveloping this place. Though, thanks to that, we can't leave here. So how did the time stop again? Most likely, they used a sacred gear or magic that transfers power on the half-vampire kid sacred gear and forcefully made it go into balance breaker state. It's only a temporary balance breaker state, even then, to think that it even affects people present in the interior of objects in the field of vision, so that half-vampire's potential ability was this high. Well, it seems that he lacks the output to stop us top position guys, though. It seems like Azazel already know about the new devil here. A half-vampire. Well, that's very interesting. I really wanted to see a vampire since I was a kid. Gasper has been made into a terrorist weapon at the old school building just. Where did they get information on my servant moreover for them to use his power to go after this important meeting? Never have I been so insulted like this. Spreading a crimson aura from her body, Ria's senpai narrowed her eyes as she clenched her fists. I felt uncomfortable and I took a few steps backwards. Darn, just when I said that I won't be involved in this kind of things again. Geez, it really looks like I need to do something. Azazel said as he walked near the window. From the view, I saw countless spears of lights forming in the sky. In a moment, all of them rained at once, the same time Azazel lowered his hand, and the spears of light were showered upon the magicians. Though the magicians created protective barriers, the lights pierced through them with ease, without any trouble. The magicians were eradicated. That's scary. He's even more powerful than Gabriel. The magician's countless stiff corpses scattered about the school grounds. It suddenly turned into a gruesome scene. Or rather, he's seriously strong, this governor. Is he a one-hit annihilation monster? He finished it all with a single act without seeming to make any particular preparation. But even though a lot of magicians died, many more magic circles appeared and another batch of magicians came out and began attacking the school building. That said, we leaders can't move while making preparations. However, our first goal is to take back Gasper from the old school building, which has become the terrorists' base. Ani-sama, I'll go. Gasper is my servant. It's my responsibility to take him back. Ria's senpai sent out a strong will in her eyes as she proposed this. Surziches sama suddenly laughed. I thought I said it before. I understand my younger sister's personality. However, how will you go to the old school building? It's filled with magicians outside this new school building. The usual transfer is also blocked by magic. The old school building, my base's clubroom, has a remaining unused rook piece being safe kept within it, along with my pawn pieces. I see, castling, huh. Since they would usually expect us to go take him back, this could catch the opponent off guard. they'll anticipate some kind of trick. Castling. That's a technique to instantly switch the locations of king and rook. So evil pieces can also do something like that. Alright. However, it's reckless to go alone. Graphia, is it possible to transfer more than one person through castling with my magic system? Yes, it seems we can only deploy a simple technique ceremony here, but it's possible to transfer Oju-sama and one other. I'll bring Udo along with me. Surzuch-sama, Lucifer, nodded before he turned towards Azazel. Azazel, according to a rumor, you've been researching how to freely handle sacred gears for a fixed time, right? Yeah, that's true, but what about it? Is it possible to control Gasper? Azazel fell silent in response to Surzuch-sama's question. However, the governor of the fallen angels groped in his breast pocket and threw something at Ria-senpai's hands. Those are bracelets with the power to control a sacred gear to some degree. If you find the aforementioned half-vampire, put it on him. It'll help him control his powers somewhat. Ria-senpai nodded as the silver-haired maid named Graphia prepared the teleportation circle, and Kibo along with Ria-senpai disappeared. Just like that, I remained in the room while watching the magicians outside. Zenobia was behind me while drinking a cup of tea. I wonder how can she be so calm? Well, I was also calm and I don't even know why. Oh that's right, because Gabriel-san is here along with Michael-sama. Yo Sekiryuite, you seem calm. I have a name and it's Issei. Haha, not even a hint of nervousness on your voice. By the way, this is the Hakuryuku, Bali. Azazel said, and I turned my gaze towards the handsome man who was also staring at me. Though I don't feel any intent from him, I can tell that this guy wants to fight. But since I'm not interested, I'll just ignore him for now. From my instincts, I can tell that he's insanely powerful. He's even stronger than me. The chances of winning against this guy is less than 5%. Yeah, the chances of me defeating him is very low. What a terrifying rival. Though my chances will increase in a really high rate if I use the Dragon Emperor. Staring directly at me, Volley showed a smile of a battle maniac. I do say, what rank do you think your strength is in this world? Suddenly he asks me. Strength? Mine? I don't know. I have been told that Sekiryute's power is abnormal, it's been often feared, but I don't know the actual strength. There's also the fact that I myself am way too inexperienced. Counting from the top in your condition of the balance breaker, it would be a 3-digit number, from 700 to 900. But you just recently awakened a day ago, I guess that you'll improve. There are a lot of strong people in this world. Even the Crimson Satan, Surzuch's Lucifer won't fit in the top 10. Bali then directed his gaze toward Surzuch-sama, who was staring at us along with the other leaders. There are so many people stronger than Surzuch-sama. Honestly the me right now I can't imagine it. But, I'm sure that he's wrong about my current position. From 700 to 900. Aren't you underestimating me, Vanishing Dragon? Though I recently awakened, I'm sure that my power can be enough to match a powerful being for a minute. Hearing my recent words, Volley the Vanishing Dragon showed another smile fitting a battle freak. Are you referring to the Juggernaut Drive? The ability to have the power that surpasses gods and demon kings for a certain amount of time? No, I'm not like the earlier Sekiryutes. I like to do things in my own way. I don't know why, but for some reason, something inside me is making me act like this. Normally I would be very nice to avoid annoying this person who's a lot stronger than me, but a part of me wanted to battle this person. Interesting, it seems like you're trying to awaken a power, so, how about it? Do you want to fight me, Welsh Dragon? The Vanishing Dragon finally said his wish. Not long, this place will become a battlefield because of Cow's Brigade. That's right. Just as Volley was speaking, a magic circle emerged on the floor of the meeting room. A single woman appeared from the magic circle. She was wearing a dress that was extremely low-cut and had a high slit on it. From her presence, I'm sure that she was a devil, but why would she interfere this meeting? The one descended from the blood of the previous Leviathan. Kidlea Leviathan. What is the meaning of this? Surzuch-sama asked, and this means that the woman in front of me was a descendant of the original demon king, Leviathan, the Lord of Envy. I think that you already know the reason, Surzuch. Moreover, is this the Welsh dragon who awakened a few days ago? Volley, are you going to kill him? I won't. To have a rival that can still improve, I won't rush it. I'll just defeat him, then I'll be gone to hunt for other preys. Talking about those kind of stuffs in a room that was filled by powerful leaders, I can only think about how strong these guys are. Well, he seems very interesting. I hope that you won't mind if I play with him after you. Saying that, the woman named Kidlea stared at me with those predator eyes. And reacting to it immediately was none other than Gabriel-san, who appeared in front of me. Just try to touch him and you'll find yourself impaled in a crucifix of light. Gabriel retorted in a cold voice. A powerful lance of light appeared on her hands. While Kidlea on the other hand revealed a delighted smile after seeing Gabriel's harsh reply. Volley, does this mean that you've betrayed me? That's right, Azazel. Since you're not interested in a war between Asgard, well, on the Cow's Brigade, they can ensure battles wherever we go. So it's like that. Being covered by bright lights, Vali said. He got covered by a wide armor. That moment, the intense aura covered the whole room. It was definitely stronger than Gabriel's, and my aura is no match at all. This guy is insanely powerful after all. So how about it, Issei? Will you fight me or do I need to provoke you? Countdown. The red gauntlet appeared on my left hand, and the count. By the way, Issei, my real name is Vali Lucifer. Lucifer? I'm a descendant of the previous generation's Mau Lucifer who died. However, I'm a child of mixed blood born from a father who was the old Mau's grandson and a human mother. I obtained the vanishing dragon as sacred gear because I'm half human. It was just by chance. However, I, who is a true blood relative of Lucifer and is also the vanishing dragon, was born. If there really is such a thing as fate in miracles, I may be that. Just joking. As he said that, several folds of devil wings grew from his back, along with his wings of light. Azazel, is that true? Michael Sama asked and Azazel nodded. It's true. If there is such a ridiculous existence, it's him. He'll become the strongest Hakuryuku of among those I knew in the past and present, and probably of all time as well. Ice, be careful. Holding the lance of light on her hands, Gabriel-san reminded. I nodded in response as I raised my left hand. Balance breaker. Welsh dragon over booster. From my aura, the room was blown away. Compared to Vali's aura, mine owns the uncontrollable destruction. Michael Sama and the others covered themselves with magic, while Surzich's Sama protected the unmoving devils and other unmoving persons. I'll apologize later. Vali, let's take it outside. As you wish. Hovering in the sky, I stared at the white silhouette of the vanishing dragon. It would be a lie if I say that I'm not scared. The truth is, under the red armor of mine, my body was trembling non-stop. Just sensing the power of Vali was enough to make me shiver. I investigated about you, Haidu. Apparently, you're also abandoned just like me. The angel Gabriel took care of you, and she raised you as a normal human, but you are destined to awaken. While on the other hand, I was raised by Azazel and taught how to fight and use magic. Though we are the same, it's a shame that you're that weak. It's all that angel's fault. Shut up. You don't have any right to say anything about Gabriel. Spouting an aura from the magic power jets on my back, I rushed towards Vali. Vali covered his face with a helm and easily evaded my attack while tapping my shoulder. He was fast. I can even see him, and it's most likely that he was moving at the speed of light. I regained my balance in midair and dived again at Vali, who had just dodged. I fired a large amount of dragon energy from my left hand. Divide. 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 The large energy that I fired got halved until it was in the same size as an ordinary pin. What power, to think that he can masterfully use the divine diving, as expected from the strongest Hakuryuku. Divide. At the same time, Vali halved my power. He rushed at me and blew a straight punch on my stomach. I endured the pain and retorted by giving a kick to his jaw, but that time Vali threw another punch on my chest. The power from his punch threw me in the ground, making a huge crater. Boost. I restored the lost power and flew at Vali White, sending kick and punches that he was easily blocking. I fired another dragon shot, and Vali did the same thing earlier and dispersed it by halving. Be careful, partner. Though the time for balance breaker increased, it only increased by another 30 minutes. Unlike the first balance breaker, in this state every time you double your power, your stamina will decrease. Max boosting will decrease the time by 5 minutes, you already know that. I already know the drag. But if it turns into something bad, I'll use that as the last resort. If that time comes, I'll leave it to you, Drake. Their opponent Vali seems to have a tremendous amount of magic power. As a paired existence, the Hakuryuku will also shave off power every time he uses his ability, but if the host's stamina is great, then the time in which he can use it will also be enormous. I see, but Vali is very strong, so I guess that he can use the power for a long period of time. Better prepare for a tough fight. As expected, our power are too far apart, our basic specs are very different. I choked as Vali threw a heavy blow at my chest. I spat blood and lose my balance, but I used the best of my ability to fly and give a solid counter to Vali. But I suddenly noticed that there was a crack on my armor, and my legs were trembling non-stop. Even Gabriel can't do this kind of attack. Divide. Boost. Bam. Vali grew stronger again. At this state, defeating him will be harder. Moreover, it seems like defeating him right now is impossible. That's right. However, no matter how amazing the host is, he has a limit. Power that goes beyond his capacity is released from the wings of light on his back, and he keeps maintaining his power limit without destroying his body. Come on. Seeming to enjoy himself, Vali fired an endless number of magic bullets. I couldn't run away as I wished either. The rounds after rounds of bullets he lightly fired left heavy damage. I could easily imagine that I had become completely covered in bruises. The armor was breaking at each bullet, but I left the repairing to Drake. Your attacks are also dull. You just plunge in. It's meaningless in that case. What a waste of a treasure. Your use of your power is also unskillful. How should I know? I haven't been able to use my power since the battle with Gabriel. This is the second time for me to use Balance Breaker. How do you expect me to fight? I have been using my time by training the power that I wanted, and I'm not even close to use it normally. At this rate the rival showdown between the Hakuryuku and the Sekiryuite will be. Before he could finish talking, I made magic powers suddenly spout from the jets on my back and plunged into the barrage of bullets. The magic bullets entirely struck various places on my body. I strongly clutched my left hand. Power on just this single point here is enough. Besides, I don't need any power to turn. So you're charging? He that knows little really does often repeated. Something like that. Ha! I reached my other hand towards volley, but he blocked it with his arms. I broke his defense and threw a powerful blow at his face. Whether it was because he received an unexpected blow or not, that guy's posture was violently bent. Cracks spread from the edges of the mask on the Hakuryuku's helmet, and part of Volley's face peeked through the crumbling portion. Now partner. I followed Drake and grasped my hand around the base of the Hakuryuku's wings of light that were said to gush out excess power. Transfer. I transferred my power to the Vanishing Dragon Scale Mail before it was in excess. That moment all of the Vanishing Dragon Scale Mail's jewels started to nonsensically glow white, red, blue and yellow over and over again. As it did so, the dragon power that I had felt from his body, to the extent of being absurd, vanished. If I accelerated, you're stealing power and gushing out power at once. You stole so much power that you won't be able to process it, and at the same time you spat out power by the time it was excess. As a result, the Vanishing Dragon Scale Mail would stop its functions. What a thing. Volley, regain your posture at once. Volley reacted to the dragon's voice and tried to defend by crossing his arms, but, Greg. Release Ascalon. Yelling that, a red sword with holy aura appeared on my left hand. This was the sword that Gabriel gave to me a few days ago. This sword has the Dragon Slayer magic that is deadly towards dragons. I received this sword just in case that I happen to meet the possessor of the Chaos Karma Dragon, Tiamat. I have heard that she hates Drake for some reason. Though the armor of the Vanishing Dragon was still there, I struck Ascalon into his stomach. The armor seemed like it was made of paper. So this is the power of a dragon-slaying sword. Fresh blood flew out from Volley's mouth. He stepped back unsteadily while holding his abdomen. As blood poured down from the edge of his mouth, Volley smiled as if in joy. Ahaha, amazing. I received such a quite amount of damage. So you can do it if you try. Just what I would expect, my rival, Ka. This battle freak sure is scary. I hate guys like him. I mean, why freaks like him always gets a hold of a powerful sacred gear. Just when I'm thinking about that, Volley's armor once again returned to its previous state. And it seems like the Vanishing Dragon Scale Mail restored its normal condition. The battle doesn't end until the host is made incapable of fighting. It's no use at this rate. You'll make no progress. It's next to impossible for you to defeat him within the limited time of the Balance Breaker. The best plan would be to run away, but you can't do that, can you? You're underestimating me again, Drake. If that's the case, I'll fight until I have no more strength left. I hate to admit it, but fight Volley brings joy to me. And you said that you hate battle freaks. You're a battle freak yourself. But what will you do? You won't surrender, but the time will come when your body will be unable to maintain the armor unless your blood release that kind of power again. I don't really know why my blood gave me that power, but I know that it won't happen this time. I'll just have to improvise. I hovered in the ground and picked a portion of the Vanishing Dragon's armor. The jewel that came off when I blew away his armor. Since his armor is restored, I think that this jewel is useless now, but I think that this may become a key to defeat him. That instant, I sent the picture of my plan to Drake. Partner, you've sent me quite a dangerous image. But, it's interesting. We may die, but do you have the resolve? Drake, I won't die. I promised Gabriel that I won't easily die, but I have the resolve. If it hurts, I'll endure it. If I can defeat this guy in front of me, then I'll do it. Ha. Nice resolve. In that case, I'll also resolve myself. This isn't a notification of my character, but I am the Red Dragon Emperor that was called a massive power. Let's show them that we'll live and exceed them together, partner. No. Hi, Issei. What do you intend to do? Ollie asked that, seeming interested. I'm going to do a thing that may turn heaven and hell inverted. I destroyed the Sekiryuite jewel that was on the back of my right hand into pieces using Ascalon and drove into it the Vanishing Dragon jewel that I picked up before. Your power of vanishing. I'll transplant it into my sacred gear. Because Kiba was able to create holy demonic swords because of the balance that was long gone, I also thought about doing the thing that's similar to that. The silver aura sprang forth from my right hand and wrapped around the right side of my body. a phenomenon from the jewel. Again, something throbbed inside me, just as a difficult to describe pain circulated throughout my body from my jewel-implanted right hand in an instant. My thought soared in overwhelming pain. Compared to this, the damage from the spear of light before was like a bite of an ant. A difficult to describe pain circulated throughout my body from my jewel-implanted right hand in an instant. You intend to take in my power. Realizing what I was trying to do, Volley showed a shocked expression. The vanishing dragon, Albion, also spoke with an angered voice. What a reckless thing to do. Drake, we are existences that oppose each other. That is nothing more than an act of self-destruction. Do you intend to annihilate yourself by doing such a thing? Ooh. Drake was also leaking out agony. So the Dragon Emperor lodged in my sacred gear also tasted pain. However, while Drake let out a scream, it contained laughter as well. Albion, you're as inflexible as always. Over countless eons, we've lodged in hosts and continued to fight each other. It's a repeat of the same thing each and every time. That's right, Drake. That is our destiny. Even if our respective hosts are different, the way we fight is the same. You raise power, I steal power. The side that skillfully uses its sacred gear deals the finishing blow and it ends. This is how it always has been and always will be. Drake gave a fearless laugh at Albion's words. Since meeting with this host with Issei, I have learned one thing. That anything is possible with a powerful will. Respond to my feelings. My right hand was wrapped in a dazzling white light. A pure white aura surrounded my right arm. Then, a white gauntlet appeared on my right arm. Haha, so this is dividing gear. Though, having only white up till my right arm's elbow on my red armor looked awkward. Impossible. Such a thing is impossible. Such thing is not impossible. Since the balance is already gone, everything can be this absurd, just like holy demonic swords. The bugs in the Sacred Gear program also helped, since the phenomenon called Balance Breaker also exists. So you mean you nudged the imperfections of the Sacred Gear program and achieved this? No, but such a thing Issei, if you think of that, to actually do it is just foolish. No one knows what will happen with the fusion of opposing powers. When that is something concerning dragons, you might die, you know. No, it would be natural for you to die. I won't die because of such a thing after all. I promised a certain woman that I won't die this early. Seeing this absurd scene, Volley clapped his hands while looking at me. Interesting. Then, I'll also get a bit serious. If I excel, I'll have all of you, and everything surrounds you with the Hakuryuku's power. Volley floated into the air and opened his arms wide. His wings of light also grew huge. He still have another power besides having. Well, I also have a transfer ability, so maybe that's also normal. Damn, now's not the time to think about that. This is very bad. Have to mention. Surrounded by a dazzling aura along with a voice from his jewel, Volley pointed his hand at the trees spread out below him. Dubin. The thickness of the trees was halved in an instant. Ooh. They were seriously halved. Dubabababan. More of the surrounding trees were compressed and halved. Don't ruin the scenery of the old school building. Sekiryuite, Haidu Issei. Let me clearly explain it to you. Azazel, who appeared out of nowhere, said. That ability halves everything in his surroundings. In other words, if the Hakuryuku became serious, then Gabriel's power will also be halved. I happen to remember that Gabriel-sen was fighting a Mao descendant, Kidlea Leviathan. They must be engaged in a fierce battle right now, since I can feel a tremendous holy aura, along with a devil aura aside from Volley. Drake, what is the status of Gabriel? Based from the power flow, she's having a hard time against that woman. If the Hakuryuku succeeded in halving, then she will be put in an immediate danger. I suspect that Volley's power will affect his comrades. Gabriel is in trouble. No way, she can't lose to someone like that devil. That woman Kidlea, she came from the blood of the original Mao, so it's possible. You better not allow the Hakuryuku to use that again in a large scale if you want Gabriel to live. My thoughts soared more than they ever had before, and my mind was full of only worry for Gabriel. She will be in trouble. She may get defeated. My only family, the most important person for me, will be in danger. I'll protect her. She's my only family left, I won't let her be in danger. Boost. 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 Damn it. Boost. 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 I won't let you put Gabriel in trouble, you bastard. I thrusted my finger at Volley. The far-off trees in the background were blown away from the force of the aftershock of thrusting that finger. Just try to make a move that will put Gabriel in danger, and I'll thoroughly destroy you. The clouds in the night sky were broken apart from my exclamation. The full moon which had been hidden appeared. The ground was shaking uncontrollably from my aura, and the surrounding space got rifted because of my presence. Haha. Look, Albion. Issei began to unleash a massive dragon aura because of the emotion called rage. Partner, 20 minutes left for the balance breaker state. The hacker Yuiku flew out at me. I didn't feel slow. I appeared on his back and gave a powerful punch on his abdomen. I kicked his jaw sharply and fired the dragon shot at him in a point-blank range. Divide. 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 Volley used his dividing skill at my attack, but it wasn't enough to completely shrink that large dragon shot. Volley also created a large ball made up from demonic powers, and he shot it towards my dragon shot. That moment I reappeared on his back and punched him again. Divide. 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 Volley halved my power many times, but I used my rage to compensate and power up. It's happening again, partner. The time for balance breaker state increased. Because of your rage. Boost. 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 Ha. Divide. At the same time, I used the dividing ability of the hacker Yuiku. Though I wanted to use it many times, I couldn't. It seems like the boosted gear works in a different way than the divine dividing, and it also requires skill to activate. I'll study about it later. I threw another super punch into Volley's abdomen. Behind him, the power of my punch reverberated, and the surroundings was completely destroyed. Even Azazel, who was watching us with fun earlier, showed a serious look as he created magic shields around him. From the meeting room that was blown away, Serzich's Sama, Leviathan Sama and Michael Sama stared at us with a serious expression. Zenobia and other devils who can now move also watched in fear as the two heavenly dragons fight. The battle between the strongest hacker Yuiku and the strongest Seker Yuite. This is a must-watch fight. Azazel muttered, but I ignored him as I focused on Volley. He halved my power again, but I also doubled my power while taking him head-on. The divine dividing on my right hand didn't work. I guess I need more training. Volley and I started to exchange heavy punches and kicks. The space between us was already distorted, and the impact from our attacks was very loud. Every time our armor broke, we didn't care and continued to battle with all of our might. I vigorously kicked him high into the air, then threw a punch on his face. I dodged his kick before tackling him hardly into the ground. Volley vomited blood from my tackle. In contrast to me, who had gotten serious, Volley just gave a seemingly happy smile. It's sickening. But I also felt a smile finding its way onto my lips. Interesting. Truly interesting. Volley, I finished analyzing his having power. It seems that he's having a hard time to use it. I see. I'm not afraid of him with this. Albion, do you think he's worthy enough to show the hacker Yuiku's juggernaut drive if it's the current Haidu Issei? I hate to admit it, but the current Seker Yuite is insanely strong. He is a human, but he's very powerful. Even though you're much stronger, he can catch up to you. You have my permission to use the juggernaut drive, though Drake's curse might be removed. It'll all work out, Albion. Haidu Issei, I will show you the power of the heavenly dragon Albion. I will not kill you, but I will defeat you with the power of God. After talking with Albion, Volley began the chant for the juggernaut drive. The voices from the past possessors also appeared. Azazel showed a surprised look, and he immediately reunited with Serzich's Sama and the others. I saw Gabriel-san being healed by Asia-san. She was full of wounds, but it seems like she's fine. She was looking at me with a worried expression saying that I should run. Then all of the powerful beings in the meeting began to create a defense barrier. Michael-sama, Surziches-sama, Leviathan-sama, Gabriel-san, Azazel, Graphia-san, Ria-senpai, and even Sona Kaichu began to unleash their magic. So it came into this, the Hakuryuaku will use the Juggernaut drive against me. The ability to release the full power of the heavenly dragons that was stronger than gods and demon kings. It sure is scary, but it seems that Bali, the strongest Hakuryuaku, has found me powerful enough to show the vanishing dragon's Juggernaut drive. I, who am about to awaken, in supreme justice, they are going to be blasted away. They certainly are going to be blasted away. I'm the heavenly dragon who had the principles of domination stolen from everything. The dream will end. The illusion will begin. I envy the infinite, and I consider the dream. Everything. Yes, give us everything. I will master the path of the road of domination of the white dragon, and I shall lure you to the utmost purity. Juggernaut drive. The whole area got covered by bright lights. Huge output of light is covering Vali's figure. I can feel an overwhelming power which I can't even calculate. It's so amazing that it paralyzed my senses. So this is the Juggernaut drive. Vali's armor began to change, it became sharper formed, and it grew a large wing. From both hands and feet, claws-like thing appear. On the helm, many horn-like things appeared. That appearance is a dragon itself. Boo on. Vali's surroundings got blown away. Everything was destroyed with no traces left. The aura that was already scary got even scarier and stronger. I feel like the armor of my balance breaker would melt by just feeling this aura. This is the power of a heavenly dragon, Issei. I will give you a minute to prepare yourself. Even if I won't kill you, I won't hold back. Bali says it with such intensity, I feel like I will collapse from feeling this scary aura. So this is the power of a heavenly dragon, it's scary drag. Can I fight him in this state? You will die, partner. Even if you used all of your stamina left, you won't be able to reach him. This is the end of the battle. Drag, let's use it. Are you sure, partner? Even though the time for the Dragon Emperor increased, it's only by a mere 1 minute. Can you finish this in 2 minutes? Let's see. Drag. Let's show him the true power of the Welsh dragon. Let's do it. Be prepared, you will lose your consciousness not long from now. I inhaled a deep breath as I removed my hell and looked directly at Bali. I will also refrain from holding back. Since it had come to this, I will show you the power of the Welsh dragon, Drake. I gathered the blood-red aura around me, chills began to run down on my body, and a sense of domination reigned over me. I, the one to awaken in true darkness. I'm the heavenly dragon that unsealed the power of domination. I shall surpass the infinite and defeat the dream. I will become the red dragon of annihilation. And I shall sink you to the depths of the abyss. Dragon Emperor Supreme. Insane amount of aura enveloped my body as I felt that my power got multiplied 1,000 times. I lost my sense of touch as the metal armor began to change. The whole armor turned into a skin of a real dragon, the jewels disappeared, and the jewel on the chest got replaced by a crystal-like cross. 2 smaller crystal crosses also appeared on both of my foreheads. The helm part changed, resembling a head of a real dragon, but it was humanoid. The crimson eyes grew brightly with such intensity. The boosters on the back disappeared and 2 sets of red dragon wings appeared. All of the metal parts vanished and was replaced by a skin of a real dragon. This feeling sure is nostalgic, just like when I still have my real body. Bali. This is my Dragon Emperor mode. Just like you, in this state I have the ability to release the true power of the Welsh dragon. Unfortunately, I can't maintain this for a long time, so come at me with your full power. I will not hold back. Ahahaha. This will be a true battle of the heavenly dragons. Let's go, Albion. Let's show him our true power. That moment, Bali rushed at me. I also charged at him while using the tremendous power that was stored in my body. Since Vali's power was on the same level as mine, it's a battle of endurance. I know that I will lose because I can only use this power for 2 minutes max. Oh yeah. I punched with my left fist and Bali punches with his right. Our fist collided and the impact that it caused was enough to destroy the whole Kuo Academy. Shit, if this continues, the whole Japan will be erased from the world map. Don't hold back, Issei. In a few seconds, we will be transported in the dimensional gap. There we can use all of our power without fearing to destroy everything. After Vali finished saying that, an unfamiliar power covered us, and in a second, we appeared in a place where nothing can be seen. Only the floating remains of things like stone golems. Partner, in this place, you can release our full power. Nothing will be destroyed here. I understand, Dreg. I will use all of our power now. For the second time, Vali and I rushed at each other, while exchanging blows that can rival those of gods and demon kings. Hi. I fired a dragon shot from my mouth, and Vali did the same thing. Our shot collided and a massive explosion happened. We again attacked each other using powerful energies from the heavenly dragons. Each attack was being countered, both of us were receiving damage that can kill even high-class angels and devils. But in every moment, Volley only proves that he is more talented than me. But in terms of power and will, I won't lose. I have the power of Drag, that's why I'll continue to fight. I will prove that the Welsh dragon is powerful than the vanishing dragon. Come. Hi to Issei. Let us finish this battle. I'll do that even if you don't say it, you battle freak. As we near each other, powerful blows were given every second. Even if the dimensional gap cannot be destroyed, it was still shaking violently from our attacks. The floating giants were also destroyed. Hakuryuiku, Sekuryuite. As I felt my consciousness going blurry, I delivered my last attack towards Volley, but before my hit strikes him, my surroundings became black. Drake's voice was the last thing I heard. You did good partner, let's defeat Albion some other time. Sob sob. Ah, what's this feeling? Something like water was dropping in my cheeks, the voice of someone crying can also be heard. By the way, what am I doing right now? If I remember correctly, I fought Volley with my Dragon Emperor mode and I blacked out. I guess that Volley won our fight, huh? Is that right, Drake? Yeah, though if you could continue for an hour or so, the result would change. But for now, you should wake up. Following Drake, I slowly opened my eyes. The light coming outside was so bright that I narrowed my eyes in a second. I felt my body hurting like hell, as if they were crying from the abuse that happened when I fought Volley that time. Ah, the first person I saw was none other than Gabriel. Her eyes were red, and they were releasing tears non-stop. Under her eyes were a layer of black, indicating that she hadn't slept for a long time. Wait a minute, how long was I out? You were asleep for a week. During that time, Gabriel took care of you, she watched over you for the few days, she didn't even slept, eh? Gabriel didn't rest. Darn, I must have made her worried over the past days. Ice, you're awake now, Ice, I'm so glad. Gabriel smiled as she hugged me tightly, though I felt the pain through my body, I still retuned the hug while apologizing to her. You're very reckless, going into Dragon Emperor has placed a lot of burden in your body. Michael said that you will need at least a month to recover your full health, that's why he has forbidden you to enter the Dragon Emperor mode until you recovered. I was so worried, Ice, not only you over-abused your body, you also fought the hacker Yuiku while he was using the Juggernaut drive. That was too dangerous. Gabriel began to say things and she was beginning to release tears again. But I stopped her when I gently locked my lips with hers. I'm sorry, Gabriel, but can you tell me what happened when I was fighting Volley? My mind is kinda messy to remember anything. Though Gabriel was shocked from the kiss, she nodded while explaining the story to me. After being transported in the dimensional gap, you along with the hacker Yuiku was gone for 3 minutes. After those minutes the dimensional gap opened and that hacker Yuiku arrived while carrying you on his shoulders. He was panting heavily, but there was a smile on his face. He said that you were very strong and he could have lost if you were given a year to train. He immediately left since he was in no condition to fight anymore, but before he left, he said that when he wakes up, tell Haidu that he shouldn't use that form until he's stronger. His current body cannot handle that kind of power. If he remained in that form for a second longer, his body would have collapsed. He needs to rest for a long time. I listened intently to Gabriel as she told me what happened. The whole Kuo Academy was destroyed and there were a few casualties in the human part. The devils work hard to restore the place, the terrorist attack failed, and peace was established between the three factions. That Leo Leviathan managed to escape Gabriel during their fight because of the distraction that the heavenly dragon's true power caused. Well, I guess from hearing Volley's words I can only obey him. That's right, I'll also forbid you go into Dragon Emperor mode again until your body could take its punishment. I see, well I'm not planning to fight anytime soon. Are you sure that you felt Greg's power? It's been a week since we've started to search. Yes, his powers were unsealed a week ago. But I'm sure that his possessor is still alive. I guess that he's resting right now. Well, if you say so. That's right, let's search for him. I'll make him suffer for what he did to me back then. Fine, I'll help you, but I will do some business first, Tiamat. Saying that, the black-haired girl swung her lance, killing the devil in front of her with ease. The girl then looked towards the sky with a bored expression attached on her face. I wonder, who is the current possessor of the Welsh dragon that Tiamat hates so much? Gabriel, the ancient law of the high heavens, strictly forbids us from interfering with the human realm. Yet you have done so, brazenly. All I am guilty of, Imperious, is bringing justice, while you hide cowering behind your throne. Silence. Gabriel, you know that breaking the rules of the high heavens will come with a price. But you still persist to interfere. You cannot judge me. I am justice itself. We were meant for more than this. To protect the innocent and guide the children of God. But not even one of us tried to help the humankind. Tell me, Imperious, besides fighting demons, dragons and mages, what else have you done to benefit humanity? It is our job to destroy the threat to the humans. To destroy the humanity that we've sworn to protect. They are corrupted humans. They insisted to learn magic which they will use for their own greed. So fault do you think it is? That the humans are being corrupted instead of being nurtured with the teachings of our deceased god. Isn't it our fault? because of our fear of losing more of our kind. If the angels vanished from this world, there will be no good left. The demons that are imprisoned will slowly corrupt them. That's why we must preserve our race and vanquish them so that there will be no threats to the humans. We are forbidden to interfere with the human lives. So we will stand here idly, watching how the humanity will slowly forget about the one who created them. That is not related to our business, Gabriel. Don't forget the purpose why we are created, to vanquish evil and threats. No, if you will not help the humans, then I will do it myself. You will fall, Gabriel. So be it. If our precious laws bind you all to Inakshant, then I will no longer stand as you, sister. Justice will prevail, my brother. Sacrilege. Stop this nonsense at once. A sudden voice resounded inside the council, making Gabriel and Imperius halt their movements. This voice belongs to the Archangel of Wisdom, and it is a basic rule for the Angelus to stop once Wisdom speaks. Naturally, even the prideful Archangel of Valor will obey this basic rule. Gabriel, I will not allow you to fall. Even though you have broken a rule, I will let it slip only this once. Michael. Silence, Imperius. However, I will not allow you to go in the human world unless it's necessary. Don't worry about the security. I will make sure that he will remain protected even without you around. Brother. I cannot accept this. This is the last time, Gabriel. I strictly forbid you to go in the human world. I understand your reasons, thus I permit you can contact Ice-kun using magic. But if you disobey my order, as much as I hate it, the high heavens will see you as an enemy and a traitor. XXX. Hidden in the vast forest was a simple house near the lake. There a girl on her early teens was sitting while holding a fishing rod. She owns a light brown hair and a pair of clear blue eyes. On her side was a medieval lance that one would find in a museum. From a simple look, one could tell that the lance was weighing more than 350 kilograms, and it would take a well-built man to carry it. Michael-sama, you should have alerted me that you will visit. I haven't prepared lunch yet. Ah, there's no need, my child. I have come here to ask you a favor. Just name it, Michael-sama, and I will try my best to fulfill it. Now, Lancelot, I have told you many times to call me father. I'm sure that I have reached the standards for a father. No, that honor is too great for me. However, if Michael-sama insists, I shall call you honored father. Now, what is this favor that made honored father visit me? Lancelot, I want you to travel in the small country called Japan. There, you shall act as a bodyguard towards the security. Act as a bodyguard for a heavenly dragon. This seems very weird, since the current security is insanely powerful, but this Lancelot Dulac will do her best to protect the security. Yes, since Gabriel will not be able to go into this world anytime soon, I'm sure that she worries for the boy that she adores so much. That's why I'll trust you to guard him. This will also be a great experience for you to go into a civilized place. I understand, honored father, this Lancelot will do her best. I won't fail you along with Gabriel-sama. Thank you, I will prepare the transportation circle, or do you prefer to travel in the normal human way? Yes, I've always wanted to try the thing that they called airplane. It will test my courage to stay calm even in the sky. Ho ho, I see. Be careful on the way there, don't get lost. After 3 weeks of recovering, I was finally able to recover half of my usual vitality. Though I can still feel pain, it only happens when I move at an abnormal speed. My body isn't fully healed yet, but it's in the recovering state. That's why I decided to enjoy the summer and stroll around the city. I want to stretch my body after 3 weeks of lying in the bed receiving a treatment from an angel that was sent by Gabriel-san. During those days, I was visited by various peoples, that includes Michael-sama, Rapahol-sama, Azazel, Shimhaza-san, along with Amayu Surziches-sama. Hey kid, it's been a while. Are you doing fine? The voice came behind, and when I turned around, it was the bastard governor of the fallen angels, Azazel. During his visits, he always checked my sacred gear that was undergoing some changes. The usual red gauntlet gained a few shades of white, and the jewel changed into a silver color. Even the balance breaker armor began to change its physical form. An armor with a mixture of white and red. Also, the dragon wings changed into wings of light, similar to Vali's armor. Why are you here, bastard of a governor? Haha, I already apologized for accidentally pushing you over the second floor, right? I just want to know if your body will react normally. I didn't expect that you'll fall harshly in the ground. You know that my body felt like being burned. I was on a bad state and you threw me from the second floor of my house. I'm sorry, Already, that's why I came here. I want to sincerely apologize by giving this ring. Just as he said, Azazel gave me a ring. It was a gold ring with a green stone and ancient markings. I could tell that this ring is not ordinary. That ring is the Andevali. It was used by a certain Persian war god to conceal his presence and mix with the humans long time ago. If you wear it, your dragon aura will be concealed, and it will be useful to avoid attracting strong foes because of the power of the Welsh dragon. Isn't it useful? I guess it's pretty good, so what do you want in exchange for this? As I said earlier, this is my sign of apology, so accept it without any doubts. Liar. What? Shimhaza-san must have wanted to give this to me, but you took it from him saying that you'll pay me a visit, then give this ring to me. CHE smart kid huh? Well, you should still forgive me, since I who is the popular Governor General of the Fallen Angels came here personally to deliver that ring to you. Doesn't feel honored at all. I give up. Well, anyway you should recover for now. Who knows when Vali will attack, and when that time comes, be sure that he will fight you in his perfect condition. Perfect condition? What do you mean? Ah yes, when you fought Vali, he was severely weakened from the wound that he acquired from his earlier battle with an unknown enemy. But it is still a great feat to fend him off and make him use the Juggernaut drive, so don't fell down. Hahaha. What a good reaction, well he is a monster so don't feel bad about yourself. Wah. It's already 12:30. I need to go, see you next time Dragon Kid. Yelling those words, Azazel ran off to somewhere, but before he turned his head I caught a smirk attached on his face. For some reason I felt a bad premonition. After meeting with the bastard governor, I proceeded to enjoy myself by playing in the arcade center. I didn't notice the time passed, and I stopped playing when I surpassed my old record and became the highest record holder. Twice the score of Azazel when we played this game a month ago. It was already 5 when I finished playing and I decided to eat outside for tonight. Since I was told that Gabriel-san won't come into the human world unless it's necessary, it means that I can spend money without any care. It's okay to receive sermons from communication magic. I need to enjoy myself after enduring 3 weeks of pain from the last battle with that battle freak. The restaurant that I chose was a Mexican restaurant. I find their spicy delicacy rather interesting. Upon waiting for my order to arrive, a girl seated at the table next to me. She was rather eye-catching because of her exotic beauty that belongs to those who lives in the northern lands. Though her hair was black, she owns a pair of charming light blue eyes that seems to draw you in. If I weren't used to the most beautiful woman in heaven being beside me, I will most likely stare at this girl for a long time. By the way Drake, do you feel something strange? No, it's just your imagination partner. Though I was feeling something strange, it seems that Drake couldn't sense anything, maybe I'm just hungry. My order arrived a few minutes later and I began to eat slowly. The rumors about Mexican spices is really true, and it feels like I could drink a pitcher of cold water because of the spiciness that was residing in my tongue. That night, my mouth experienced hell. Those stuffs are addicting even though they're insanely spicy. Drinking the milk that I bought earlier in the convenience store, I sat in a bench in the park. I learned that drinking cold water won't ease the spiciness that a human is feeling on his mouth, but drinking milk can take care of that problem. I'm not sure if it's the same with strawberry milk. By the way Drake, when you were still alive, what do you usually eat? Apples? What kind of apples are those? I've always heard that dragons eat humans. Those are carnivorous dragons. You see partner, I'm a different kind of dragon. Our kind eat a certain type of apples that maintains our health. But because of the changes in the human world, those apples are extinct. The surviving dragons in this time are most likely carnivorous or energy suckers. Is that so? I wonder what kind of apples are those. It's the same apples in the legends. There is a myth about the hero Hercules trying to save a friend from the curse of a certain earth goddess, and to gain the forgiveness of the earth goddess, Hercules must offer golden apples, but those apples can only be picked by a god. Thus Hercules asked the god Atlas. In exchange, Hercules will temporarily carry the world until Atlas returns. Those apples are the same apples that we eat. Do a history lesson. Or rather a myth. Thanks for the explanation Drake-sensei. As I stayed in the park, I chatted with Drake for some time. Some people who passed by thought that I was talking to myself. That's why I brought my cell phone out so no one will think that I'm crazy. When I was asking Drake about dragon eggs, no way. I didn't even sense its presence. Neither do I partner. I think that the ring you're wearing have something to do with this. I haven't been able to feel any presence since the time you wore it. Crap. As the centaur stomped the ground I was naturally sent flying away. I ran for my life forgetting for a moment that I have the feared heavenly dragon residing inside me. But even though I'm the Red Dragon Emperor, I still can't use the boosted gear because my body won't be able to take its power. The reason was simple, there was a healing magic taking effect inside my body. If a foreign magic enter my body, the healing magic will naturally disappear, leaving my body in another aching session. Damn you Azazel. I won't forget this. Get down boy. The feminine voice shouted, and hearing that, I naturally looked at the owner of the voice. From the silhouette it was definitely a girl, and she was holding on a long sword. Whoever that girl is, she's not normal, that's why I'll entrust my life to her. As I got down, the figure of the girl leaped towards the centaur, and in a flash the 2 meters centaur was sliced and engulfed in blue lights. As if being burned, the centaur was burned into ashes by the girl with the sword. Are you alright? The light from the street lamp revealed the face of my savior. It was the girl that I saw earlier in the Mexican restaurant. The black-haired girl who carried the noble aura. She offered her hand, and I naturally accepted her goodwill. Once I touched her hand, I was overwhelmed by the softness and smoothness of her skin. Ah yes. Thanks for saving me from that centaur. I see that you are not traumatized nor bothered by the fact that a centaur just tried to eat you. I already know about gods and other creatures aside from humans, so I don't really feel scared because of a half-human half-horse. Is that so? Even though you're a simple human, I admire your courage. Tell me, what is your name? I'm Issei, and once again I thank you. I am in your debt for saving my life. Then I'll expect you to do something for me in the future. As a man you will not take your words right. The girl asked and I nodded in response. For some reason I couldn't help but feel scared because of the smile that the girl in front of me was giving. Though her smile was beautiful, it was also malevolent and it seems to hide something horrible. By the way, my name is Gabriel. And if you already know, I am one of the great knights from an organization and a sacred gear possessor at the same time. I see. By the way, why is there a loose centaur in a city like this? I guess it was because of the destruction of a sacred totem on the place where the new construction is being built. Gabriel said, pointing at the construction site out of town. It seems that they are building a new skyscraper over that spot. Well, I will bid my farewell now. I expect that this will not be that last time we'll meet. The great knight said before slowly walking towards the dark part of the town. Her sword disappeared as her silhouette slowly blended with the darkness. I released a sigh of relief as I looked at the ring on my left hand. I'll definitely punch that bastard of a governor. A few minutes later, I arrived in the train station near my house. I was tired greatly because of the earlier run from the man-eating centaur. But when I arrived in front of my house I was again able to release a sigh. A girl was currently sitting while leaning her back on my door. She seemed like she was sleeping, but I was curious because aside from the girl, there were also some luggage beside her. She must have mistaken some address. From her looks she was definitely a foreigner. Who's the monster who will make a girl of my age to travel alone in a foreign country and go into the designated address without proper knowledge of the maps and places in here? Feeling the urge to help the girl, I walked towards her and shook her shoulders to wake her up. Hey, excuse me miss, but it seems you got the wrong place. Good morning, are you the Red Dragon Emperor? The girl spoke in fluent English. See? She doesn't even know Japanese and wait, did she just said Red Dragon Emperor? By the way, it's not morning. Alright. Sorry for not introducing myself from earlier. My name is Lancelot Dulac. I was sent here by honored father to guard the current Red Dragon Emperor Issei. The girl took out a paper with some English words and tried to pronounce my name, though the way she pronounced it was wrong. But, who is this honored father? First of all, it's Issei. Second, what kind of name is Lancelot? Third, who is this honored father? I replied to the girl while also using her language. Seems like my time on learning English will really come in handy. Take that. Annoying best friend who says that English is only useful when random foreigners appear and ask you directions. Honored father is Michael Sama, don't you call Gabriel Sama honored mother? Wait a minute. Why would you call a legendary and powerful angel honored father? And why would Michael Sama send a strange girl with the name Lancelot to protect me? Isn't this just wrong? Before we talk, let's get your luggage inside before it rains. Also, how long have you been waiting for me? Have you eaten anything yet? Well, now that you mentioned it. I haven't eaten anything in 3 days. I'm pretty hungry. 3 days. You see, when I came here from the airport, I forgot that I don't know how to read a map. I tried to ask peoples, but it seems that they can't understand me. I ended up staying in the airport for a day, then I got tired and decided to try my luck in traveling, then I ended up using all my money in transportation. I even forgot to buy food, then I tried to sense your aura, and I ended up here. But later, your aura disappeared so I just waited here. I couldn't help but open my mouth as shock. This girl named Lancelot is hopeless. It also seems that she's an idiot. Why would Michael Sama send her here? But enough of that, this girl haven't ate anything for 3 days. She also looks tired, that's why she slept outside. I'll prepare some food, please use the room on the 2nd floor. The one with the grey door, that one is the only vacant. Can I use the bath? I want to freshen up before eating. Please help yourself. The bathroom is over there. After placing all of her stuffs inside the house, I began to cook for the strange girl named Lancelot. In the middle of frying something came in my mind, why would she travel normally if Michael Sama can teleport her? Just when I'm thinking of that, Lancelot called me in the bathroom. Hey Lancelot-san, is there anything wrong? What are you wearing? I entered the bathroom thinking that Lancelot have something decent to wear. I never expected her to wear only her 2-piece underwear. In a brief moment I saw her body, though she looks like a European, she wasn't very tall. She owns a voluptuous body with skin as white as snow, a body with proportions of a model, but in spite of all that, a bountiful bosom that looked as if it will overflow from the brassiere, just like ripened fruit such as apples and peaches. Well, I was wondering where is the water? Aren't there any water? There isn't any water in this marble water container. Lancelot pointed at the bathtub. Since when did the bathtub become a water container? Ignoring her, I proceeded to turn on the faucet and the water began to flow out. I looked weirdly at the faucet before asking Lancelot a question. Of course I didn't face her. Amazing. Water is flowing out from this thing. Is this magic? No. This is not magic, anyway, haven't you used one on your house before? This is common knowledge. Eh? This is not magic and common to humans. I don't have anything like this in the house. I always took a bath at the waterfall in the mountains. Where exactly do you live and do you know anything about civilization or technology? Ah, honored father raised me in the mountains where I trained my senses and battling style to the extreme. Actually, this is the first time that I've been away from the house in the mountains. I really don't know about anything in the outside world. Didn't you wonder about how people far from the mountains live? Actually, I never really care. All I need is in the mountain, the food is the vegetables, fruits and animals, well there are clean water in the lake. I can also train without disturbing anyone. I live secluded and alone, while honored father visits once every month. The truth is, it was very lonely there. I only talk to animals, and I've never met anyone besides honored father. Lancelot said while giving a lonely smile. I felt sympathy for her, but I remembered that I was cooking something and noticed that I have been looking towards Lancelot who was only wearing her underwear. Right. I need to prepare food for you. Call me if you have any questions, but please cover yourself with a towel or something if you're gonna call me. But that I left the bathroom with a little sanity because of Lancelot who lacks common sense. But I also learned something about her because of this, a lone girl that was raised without any luxury nor friends. She grew up while enduring the challenge of being alone, being trained as a hunter and a combatant at the same time. I was lucky that Gabriel-san raised me normally. By the way, is Lancelot a descendant of the Lancelot from the Knight of Rounds? But now that I think about it, Lancelot is extremely beautiful, just like that Graziella La Crusade. Ah, I'm done taking a bath, can I help you in anything? Please arrange the plates in the table, food will be ready soon. I understand. As Lancelot prepared the utensils, I finished cooking and served the simple curry on the plates. I've also cooked a lot of rice in case that this girl is somehow able to eat large quantities of food. Well, if there are leftovers I can use it for breakfast. Ah, this is very good. Much better than my cooking. After that, I endured Lancelot's stories when she was in the mountains. She told me various stories about her training, how she lived like a caveman, as well as the full story when she arrived here. I never expected that her common sense was out of this world. Truly, I wonder if Michael-sama felt the same way as me. After her story I returned into my room, forcing myself to rest. Meanwhile on a certain place. Hey Azazel, I got the materials for appraising, where is the ring of Andevali? Eh? I already gave it to Ice. Wait, why are you looking terrified Shimhaza? Why did you give it to him? I said that you should keep it until I gather the materials. Why? Is there something wrong with the ring? Idiot. Though the ring conceals one's presence, it also blocks the ability of the user to sense others. I'm sure that Ice-sama and Drake won't notice that until they face a monster without knowing it. He's doomed. The skies shall rain fire, and the seas will become as blood. The righteous shall fall before the wicked, and all of creation shall tremble before our wrath. Thanks for watching this video. Part 3 is over. If you really enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support the Sir Juis High for writing that awesome fanfic. See you in the next video. Goodbye.